Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn about very important topic which is five kingdom classification. R.H. Victor proposed the five kingdom classification in 1969. He divided all living organisms into five kingdoms which is Monaria, Protestia, Fungi, Plantia and Animalia. This classification was based on the following criteria: cell structure, thylus or body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, phylogenetic, which is evolutionary relationships. This system gives a more natural and scientific classification of living organisms. Now let us understand Kingdom Monera. So what is Kingdom Monera? Kingdom Monera includes all prokaryotic organisms. And what are prokaryotics? Organisms without a true nucleus and without membrane-bound organelles. They are unicellular, microscopic, the oldest and most abundant organism on earth, found everywhere like soil, water, air, inside our body and even in extreme environments. Examples are bacteria, cyanobacteria, which is blue-green algae, mycoplasm, and archaebacteria. Now, let us understand general characteristics of Kingdom Monera. First one is Kingdom Monera includes all prokaryotic organisms. As I said, they lack a true nucleus and membrane-bound cell organelles. Their genetic material is naked, circular DNA, and lies in a region called nucleoid. And the second characteristic is all members of Monaria are unicellular and microscopic. They may occur singly in colonies or in filamentous forms, but they do not show true multicellular organization. Third one is the cell wall is usually present and provides protection and shape. In most Monarians, the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. However, mycoplasma is an exception as it completely lacks a cell wall. Fourth one is Monaria show the greatest metabolic diversity among all living organisms. They may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Autotrophic bacteria may be photosynthetic or chemosynthetic, while heterotrophic bacteria may be saprophytic, parasitic, or symbiotic. Now, let us break this flowchart and understand each one in detail. What are photosynthetic organisms? Photosynthetic organisms make their own food using carbon dioxide, sunlight, and water. In simple words, they use sunlight to prepare food. Example: green plants, algae, cyanobacteria. Now let us understand chemosynthetic organisms. Chemosynthetic organisms make their own food using energy from chemical substance, not sunlight. In simple words, they use chemical energy instead of sunlight to prepare food. Example: nitrifying bacteria, which is nitrosomonas or nitrobacter. Now let us understand saprophytic organisms. Saprophytic organisms get their food from dead and decaying organic matter. In simple words, they feed on dead plants and animals, example fungi, and many bacteria. Let us know about parasitic organisms. So, parasitic organisms live on or inside a living host and get food from it, causing harm. In simple words, they take food from a living body and make it sick. Example: Plasmodium, which is malarian parasite, tapeworm, and disease causing bacteria. Lastly, symbiotic. Symbiotic organisms live together and both are benefited. In simple words, both organisms help each other and get benefit. Example: rhizobium in legume roots. Respiration in monarians may be aerobic or anaerobic. Like some bacteria can survive only in the presence of oxygen, some only in the absence, and other can live in both conditions. Other important characteristic of Monaria is reproduction in Monaria is mainly asexual by binary fusion. They undergo unfavorable conditions. Some bacteria form spores. They also show genetic recombination by conjunction, transformation, and transduction. Now let us understand what does conjunction, transformation, and transduction mean. So conjunction is direct transfer of DNA from one bacterium to another through physical contact. And transformation is a bacterium takes up free DNA from its surrounding. And transduction is where DNA is transferred from one bacterium to another using a virus. Another important characteristic of monadians are many monadians are extremely adaptable and can survive in harsh environments. Now let us discuss about archaebacteria. Archaebacteria are a group of bacteria that live in some of the most extreme environmental conditions. They are able to survive such a harsh habitats because they possess a unique cell wall structure, which is different from that of other bacteria. Types of archaebacteria. Halophils are archaebacteria that lives in extremely salt environments such as salt pans and the Dead Sea. Second one is thermoacidophils are archaebacteria that live in very hot and acidic environment such as hot springs and volcanic areas. And third one is methogenesis are archaebacteria found in harshy area or in the rumen or gut of ruminant animals like cows and buffaloes. They grow methanogen gas and therefore responsible for the formation of biogas. NCERT line says that archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in having a different cell wall structure, and this feature is responsible for their survival in extreme conditions. Now let us understand about eubacteria, which is true bacteria. Eubacteria are also called as true bacteria. They are characterized by presence of rigid cell wall and, if motile, the process flagella. On the basis of their mode of nutrition, eubacteria are divided into following groups, which are photosynthetic autotrophs, which are called cyanobacteria, and chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria, and heterotrophic bacteria. Now let us understand photosynthetic autotrophs, which are cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria are commonly called as blue-green algae. They contain chlorophyll A and perform photosynthesis similar to green plants. They may be unicellular, colonical, or filamentous and are generally surrounded by a mucilaginous sheet. Some kind of bacteria process specialized cells are called heterocysts, which help in fixing atmospheric nitrogen. Examples include Nostics, Anabina, and Oscillatoria. NCERT line says that the cyanobacteria are unicellular, colonical, or filamentous, marine, or terrestrial algae. Some of these organisms can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells called heterocysts. Second one is chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria. Chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria do not depend on sunlight for energy. They obtain energy by oxidizing inorganic substances such as ammonia, nitrites, and nitrates and use this energy to manufacture food. For example, nitrosomes oxidize ammonia into nitrite. NCERT line says chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrates, nitrites, and ammonia and use to release energy for their ATP production. NCERT line says chemosynthetic autotrophic bacteria oxidize various inorganic substances such as nitrates, nitrites, and ammonia and use to release energy for their ATP production. Heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria are the most abundant bacteria in nature. They depend on other organisms or dead organic matter for food. They may be saprophytic, parasitic, and symbiotic. They are useful in formation of curd, production of antibiotics such as streptomyces, nitrogen fixation, and decomposition of organic matter. However, some heterotrophic bacteria are harmful and causes disease such as cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis, and citrus canker. NCERT line says heterotrophic bacteria are the most abundant in nature. The majority are important decomposers. And the last one is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma are the smallest living cells known. They are unique because they completely lack a cell wall. They can survive without oxygen, and many species of mycoplasma are pathogenic in animals and plants. An example of mycoplasma is Mycoplasma pneumonia. NCERT line says the mycoplasma are organisms that completely lack a cell wall. They are the smallest living cells known and can survive without oxygen. So that's it for today's video. In next class, we will be continuing with the rest of the topic. If you understood this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For detailed notes, smart remembering tricks and exam-oriented practice questions, follow Easy Science 05 and DM me there.